Python using mock for a multiple user inputs. A follow-on for this question. I am accepting user input in a for loop and have written a test case, test_apple_record. In this for loop, it queries a method self.dispatch_requested, not shown, which can randomly return true or false. Based on this answer, the code asks user for another input where the tray should be dispatched. I am using the side_effect argument for mock.patch. How to automatically pass the hotel number as the user input using mock. I still want to continue passing the numbers 5, 6, 7 to the for loop, but now also want to pass in the hotel number based on response by self.dispatch_requested. Thank you.
You actually want your side_effect to look like this. Each time the input method is called, it will return the next item. So each time in your loop, you call input twice. Also, I don't know the final structure of your unit test, however, seeing that you have a conditional statement around the second input that is called in your loop, you should probably set a mock around that method to always return true. When you get to the scenario where you want to test your code for when self.dispatch_requested returns false, you have to keep in mind the second input will not be called, so your side_effect has to be rewritten accordingly to match the expected behavior for your code. Also, finally, again, I'm not sure what your code actually looks like, however, based on how you seem to have your actual implementation and test code under the same class, I strongly advise not doing that. Try a structure similar to this. Create a separate test class. So, you create an instance of some class, and then this in effect will let you mock out the properties of the object much easier, which will make your unit tests much easier to write. You will also notice that I used a decorator, @patch, instead of the with context. It's a personal preference, and I find it much easier to read the code using decorators. Hope this helps.
Turns out my last answer was not useless after all. As there is no way of knowing which input you require but to read the prompt, you could simply replace the input function with one that gives different answers depending on the prompt.
I don't want to go deeply in how mock both input and dispatch_requested and couple the answers to have a complete control and write a good unit test for this method. I think it is more interesting how to change your design to make the test, and so the code, simpler and more clear. Now you are in a better position to create a new class, with just one responsibility of ask user input and then mock it to have a complete control in your test. And some class can be changed like and finally the test. If you are playing with legacy code, this approach is not really useful, but if you are testing something that you are developing now, it's better to turn it in a more testable code. Make your code more testable, improve design almost every times.
If you want more detail, please consider liking and subscribing.